Good afternoon, G Federation, and welcome to day 59 of 100 stadiums in 100 days. Today, after starting our tours in the FCS, moving up to the Group of 5, moving up to the ACC, the Big 12, on day 59, we have made it to the peak of college football, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. This right here is one of the biggest stadiums in college football, home to one of the most prominent teams, Alabama. And along with the championship level team, we have championship level facilities too, from the clubs, the skyboxes, recruiting areas, locker rooms. We're gonna get into all of it. We're gonna get into it right now. I go by the name of G-Fed. Make sure you like and subscribe to stay up on every stop on the series. Roll Tide. Okay, after a 3.5 hour drive from Murfreesboro, we have made it to Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We are looking at the stadium of the biggest brand we have ever worked with to make a video. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little intimidated, but I'm also really excited. I think there's gonna be a lot of people watching this one to see how the top of college football handles one of these. I gotta knock this out. I might just mess around and shoot my shot at the NFL again after this one. Let's go, baby. We were told to meet at gate 1. That's right where we're starting. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having me, everybody. We got a big team right here. That's awesome. That was not quite our group. Got a few different people at Bryant-Denny today. Always good to see. Good stadium, getting showed off. We just have one contact with us, and we're gonna be starting at gate 60 right here. Thank you, sir. And just like that, our first tour of Bryant-Denny. Right as we get in, we are gonna go to the skyboxes. Starting at the base of Bryant-Denny, going to the very top. Good trivia question for everybody. There is 8 100,000+ seat stadiums in college football. Bryant-Denny is one of them. Some of you guys might know the other 7, but it is 8 stories tall. Right now, we're starting on floor number 5. This floor right here has the press level and our first look inside the newly called Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We're gonna get a lot more looks at this, not behind glass, of course, so we'll leave our comments for them, but we made it big time, dog. For the actual press level though, it looks like a lot of them, but this wall back here is my favorite part of the whole thing. It's tough to see without getting really close, but anytime that Alabama has been on the cover of a national magazine, it is featured on the wall in the media room. Sports Illustrated after Sports Illustrated, ESPN magazine after ESPN magazine, so much coverage. Guess that's what comes with running a dynasty. Wish I knew what that was like. There's also a buffet menu right here too. We still do have the skyboxes on this floor. It's just gonna be across this way. That first skybox, oh my. One of many premium spaces we are gonna see in this place today, and we are already on a 10 out of 10. Look at this spot. One thing I've always appreciated about Alabama that I noticed from actually going to a game here a couple of years ago, this whole program and fan base, top to bottom, has 10 out of 10 expectations for everything in all facets of football. These are some of the nicer, classier, well put together suites I have ever seen, and it fits the brand perfectly. And just one last thing to note here, this marble Bryant-Denny, fantastic decoration. As we get out of one skybox, this is the area that everyone's gonna be rolling through. A little bit of our lobby right here, and we are going to head upstairs from here. And now this right here is where we're really gonna get those big field shots. Passing by top concourse level, get a feel for it on both sides. We're gonna go to the very top of Bryant-Denny. What's top row of a 100,000 seat stadium? That's the best shot I'm gonna give everything, ladies and gents. Few things we're noticing while we're up top that I think is pretty cool about Bryant-Denny. 1, 4-corner video board setup. The best video board setup in college football. Graphics up right now is pretty great too. 2, full seat back in the upper deck and nowhere else. Really interesting touch. Don't see that very often. And third thing, just being in an SEC stadium with over 100,000 seats, there is so much premium seating in here. So we were just down right there. You see a ton of glass boxes this way, a ton right in front of us right here, and about the same setup to the left as we saw to the right. 185 skyboxes, and just like that one skybox we checked out, we have 184 more of those and 13 club sections. This could be a very long day if we want to make it one. For one premium area, we were in the east, now we're going to the north. This right here we're starting with is the zone. As you see, like we were saying earlier, big emphasis on skyboxes, not just one row of them, but 2, just in one corner of the stadium. Then we got our branded chairs, black tablecloth, pretty standard. Of this club section right here too, this is probably our best view of campus, of the team walk. A lot of you guys seen this spot before. Here it is from the other side. While we're on the north side for the club, we're gonna check out the north side for the skyboxes too. Could just a little further up from where we were. You might be asking at this point, we already saw a skybox. Why are we seeing more skyboxes? Not all skyboxes at Bama are built necessarily the same. They get renovated a lot, of course, and not all renovations are gonna happen at the exact same time. This right here is actually the sports marketing skybox for Alabama. And it's a little bit different than what we saw, of course. Full display of SEC helmets on the wall. Little lounge area right here. Food spread right here. And one more view of the stadium with the windows up. Kind of two interesting things going on right now I wasn't expecting to see today. First thing, we have people running stairs. Did not think anyone was allowed to do that at Bryant-Denny, but when you run track or cross country for the school, they let you do it. And also we have this pink light over here right on top of the grass. I'm being told that this helps the grass grow. Alabama natural grass field, take it very seriously. But also this is not the only natural grass field in college football, and I have never seen that before. Y'all can leave in the comments if your school has this, but as far as I know, that's one of one at Alabama. All from that skybox into the Champions Club. This right here, if you couldn't tell already, is a much more renovated version of the club that we were at previously. This got done in 2020. Almost around the time that Alabama said, wow, we are winning championships at record pace, we probably need a club for it. Here we have all the natties on the wall. All 18 of them. I love how even on these old natty pictures, the attention to detail is phenomenal. These are great pictures. What we're about to talk about right here, emphasis on talk about, is one of the crazier things I heard at any stadium. Going to the end of the Champions Club, behind these doors is the Founders Club. It is no admittance, not even for us, because Alabama does not own this club. If you get a box in this club, you own a piece of Bryant-Denny Stadium. These Founders boxes started in about 2020 when Alabama had a massive overhaul funding project for athletics, and more or less the top 12 donors for that project got one of these Founders boxes. I don't know exactly who reached out to who or how it was coordinated. High-level donor stuff can be complicated, but the people that got in all donated about $5 million at least. Very elite stuff. Let's head out from here to some player stuff. Back down to a branded level 1. Into the lower concourse now. And next up, into the visiting locker room. But just past the nice Bama logo, we're heading into right here. I said the fail room? I didn't know about this. Yeah, we were reading that right. This is the fail room. But it's a real person, like it's a real donation, is a funny thing. In 2008, Dr. James Fail donated $20 million to the university. He wanted to get something named after him, and he knew his last name was pretty raw. He said, that's perfect for the visiting locker room. Bama said, sounds good to me. Donation made, fail room created. Let's see what the fail room looks like inside. Love this carpet. You guys treat visitors in here a little bit better than some that I've seen, I'm not gonna lie. The coolest part here though, if you look at all of these lockers, there's All-Americans listed on nearly every single one on these silver plaques right here, but they all play for Alabama. We see like Javier Arenas, D. Milner. These all used to be these guys' game day lockers until Bama got new ones, and I think 10 years ago I was hearing, something like that. Passing through here, few John Deeres, few Gators. Seems uneventful, but this wall actually is pretty eventful. This is the first wall of Bryant-Denny when they built the stadium in 1929. Coming up on that 100-year ante, should be a big one. Of course, after the visiting locker room though, we have to hit the home one. Very excited to greet Bear Bryant and see what's behind here. We did not need to do all of this. I am very happy we did though. I haven't quite got the green light to open this door back here, but this is all we need to see. We have this big script A above us right now that looks different than any lighting I've seen in a locker room before. I think the only way I can capture is laying right on the ground. We're gonna try that. Cowboy hat's gotta come off. Low key, kind of a nice shot. Works for me. One of the more interesting things around here to me as well, for how big of a program Alabama is, you would think that they're recruiting very, very nationally, and they do have a lot of guys from a lot of different states, but I've seen a lot of Alabama. It just makes you realize how much of a hotbed for talent there is around here to make a program like this work. Here's Ty Simpson game day locker right here too. Just to make sure in case it happens, we see a Heisman locker on this trip. Through right here though, if you can't tell already, this is one of the most decorated stairwells you're gonna see anywhere. It is with intention. We are going to the recruiting lounge. Just think about everyone that's ever gotten recruited to Alabama. Ryan Williams, Tua, Bryce Young, Julio Jones, and all the players that got recruited here that didn't go here after all. The amount of NFL players that have walked into this place has to be unbelievable. Here's that recruiting lounge right here. Actually built to host way more people than most recruiting lounges, I would say. You could sit easily a couple hundred people in here. And right here is the most extensive NFL wall in all of college football. Not even gonna try to get into these names, it's way too many. That Lions-Alabama connection is good. Hope we can keep that going. Right here's a little bit better of a shot of that with your All-Americans, with your captains. Not quite an NFL wall, but it's Alabama, most of them played in the NFL. I think into the media room right here though is the best display of NFL talent that Alabama has. This right here is every first rounder just in the Saban era. How many names is that right there? How many of these names do you know? It's unbelievable, unprecedented. Shout out Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Terrion Arnold. Now our last thing, after seeing all of that in the player area, it's walking out like the players. I thought that first entrance that we saw was the walkout that we couldn't walk through, but that was just for the team walk. Insane Alabama has all of this and all of that back there, right? This is where we be the champion. This is where we walk out of the field for the first time in Page history to Bryant-Denny Stadium. One cool thing about Bryant-Denny too, even though we are on field level right now, we're also technically on the concourse. Everybody that has 100 level seats up in here goes into the concourse through these tunnels right here, and then they walk up to their seat through this walkway right here. And yes, if you want to just hang out in front of your seat this close to the sideline, people do it every single game. I did it for the game that I was here. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. We actually can't walk out the way that the players do. This is sacred ground. We gotta do it this way. And not get on the actual grass because they're putting a lot of money into this thing. 3 shoes are not allowed. But we put up with just about anything for this shot. Bryant-Denny Stadium has never, ever hosted an event on this field that was not Alabama football. I feel very blessed to be in this position right now. From East Tennessee State to Marshall, to James Madison, to Duke, to UConn, to Texas Tech, to TCU, to Kansas, to Auburn. Now finally to Alabama. We're reaching the peak of college football, guys. And we still have 41 more days to go. I can't wait to see what's in store. Alabama, thanks for having me. Appreciate y'all.